Good evening, everybody. We're going to get the first part of our video when we're trying to get on Facebook. We're doing this a little bit differently tonight. So, welcome everybody to Millionaire Mindset Mondays live. I'm Jan Carmanico-Reeves, your host, and we're here every Monday night at 6 p.m. EST, and we have wonderful guests with us every week and talking about partnerships. So tonight I have André Dénommée of AD Property Management, Kingston. So welcome, André. And sorry, my phone's ringing. So welcome. And why don't you start off with just tell us a little bit about yourself and AD Property Management.
Well, so first, thanks for having me again. It's my second time here. I'm excited to be here. Okay, a little bit about me. I'm French Canadian from the Belle Province and joined the military at 20 years old in 1998. Then had a nice career. We got transferred to Kingston in 2009, and I fully retired from the military in 2022. So at some point, a little thing called COVID happened, and started a business. And it was my transition to from military to civilian. And yeah, the beginning it just happened by accident, but now we are 100% deliberate in what we do. And yeah, so we are well established in Kingston, and yeah, happy to be here.
So this is a little bit surreal. We had a Facebook Live a few months back, and now we're becoming business partners. So that's pretty cool.
I know. But the exact date of our first meeting, now I have the calendar in front of me. That was
You have it?
March
Okay.
March 3rd. So
March.
it's almost 3 months to the day.
Oh, tomorrow. Yes, I'm terrible at dates, anniversaries, birthdays, all those kind of things. But so thank you. March 3rd. Yeah, so tomorrow would be 3 months since we started this conversation. And yeah,
That
now
conversation started by accident.
by accident. And of course, it was part of my goals for 2025 to open a property management company. But then started talking to you and I thought, why reinvent the wheel, right? So you've got wonderful systems in place. I met your amazing team last weekend and that was great. So yeah, so now here we are. And yeah, that's I guess. So what from that first live, what was it that clicked for you that started the ball rolling?
Well, it was first true conversation. You asked me a question saying, did you ever thought about going outside of Kingston? And my answer was yes. I have properties in St. John's, Newfoundland. So I said, yes, I was thinking about that. And then you asked me, what about Windsor? Okay, what's going on in Windsor? So just planted the seed, and then we had a follow-on conversation. And so am I excited about Windsor? Am I excited about Kitchener? Am I excited about St. John's? The answer is I'm excited about all opportunities. And I'm not excited about a city. I'm excited about what opportunities of partnership can. So because you can be excited about a city, but not having the right partner. And then the opportunity is a lost opportunity as far as I'm concerned. So it was more your energy, our values, core values align. It's more about the people than the city. It just happened that you are in Windsor. So are we excited about Windsor? Yes, because the partnership is in Windsor. So I'm really happy with this, and it's a. I truly believe partnership, relationships. The relationship is the base of everything, and I. That's the conversation we had 3 months ago. It was relationship. It's all about building these relations, and that's what we did. And 2 weeks ago ish, we actually said to the world what we were doing. And but I was in the making. It takes time to build that rapport, trust, and the new business partnership is also taking time. So yeah, been a process, but I think that was an interesting process, and ended up with a big announcement at the Expand. And then he came to visit the team here, and it was yeah, it was really nice. We even had a little bit of champagne, believe it or not.
That was the women's touch.
Yes, I
Yeah.
had the schedule made,
Yeah.
and everything was good until Jen got the bubbles out, and then we were late. So all good.
Yeah. Well, and I think that was well received.
Yes.
Yeah. And I didn't know the team in advance, but it was a good call.
Yeah, it was a
As
good
it turned out.
call.
Yeah. Yeah. So was there anything in particular that um that made it click? Was there one particular moment, one particular word, one particular anything that you thought, yeah, this can work?
I don't think I can put my finger on one. So what I would say, well, first, you're a straight shooter. I like it. There's no time for BS. I like it. The fact that you have lots of energy, lots of knowledge, you know a lot of people. So that I would say that's just accumulation of all kinds of attributes that made it clear. And that we get along well. Uh, there was just a bunch of things that made a pile, and that pile I liked.
Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, I think we're both pretty much no nonsense, right? Like, let's get
Ah, yes, no time for nonsense.
yeah, yeah. Let's take care of business and take care of our clients and go
What I
to
like to say is no time for nonsense. Nonsense, swipe left.
I don't even know which is a good swipe and a bad swipe. I hear people talk about that swipe right, swipe left. I don't know which one is which.
Left is not a good one.
Left is not a good one. Okay. Carry on, carry on. So, when we talk about the Windsor market and what made it right for you, I guess it's our partnership, right? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't particularly this market, but I think you've talked to other investors who have asked you about coming to the Windsor market and the need for uh,
Hmm.
a good.
So there's a need for property management everywhere.
Mhm.
You can be a property manager and be good at what you're doing. You can be a property manager not being good at what you're doing. So there's a need for property management companies, but there's a need for good property management companies. So there's different type of services that a property management company can offer. But if you get too big too quick, it may be hard to sustain the pressure, to sustain the I build my business here in Kingston on a family oriented culture. I do understand that bigger you get, harder that's going to be to keep that family oriented mindset. But it's to grow at a pace that's going to make sense and never get out of what you truly believe in. So people were asking me, how many doors do you want to manage? You want to manage 1,500? Do you want to manage 500? Do you want to manage 200? Do you want to manage 3,000? The answer is I don't know how many doors I want to manage. What I want to offer is a good service. So if the good service stops at 750, the good service stops at 750, then you need to most likely reinvent your own wheel to be able to keep expanding. Never forget your core values in the process. So, and to me, that is very important. So when you get into partnership like our partnership, my core values are too important to just put them aside. So if these core values would not have aligned, we would not be business partners. That's the way I see this.
And I think that's true with any partnership, right?
Yeah.
Like whether it's property management or whether it's a multifamily unit, whatever it is, you have to align
Yeah.
with your core values is
Mhm.
important. Yeah.
You spend too much time with your partner, and personally, professionally, business, name them all. You spend too much time in these partnership not to align. If you don't align it, life is too short. So it's not
Can't
fun.
work. Yeah. Yeah, I think we both know about. Yeah. Anyways, that's another story.
That's another Millionaire Mindset Monday
Yeah, yeah,
episode.
yeah. So, how long has AD Property Management been operating in Kingston?
So officially January 6th, 2021. That was the day that I registered the business.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, so about 4 years and a half now.
okay, and yeah, so you've grown it substantially since you started. You're offering all kinds of wonderful things.
Yes, as I said, I touched a little bit at the beginning. Everything happened by accident. So at the beginning, so I was still in the military part time because I retired from the full time force in 2018, and then I was in a part time force until 2022. And I was at home. I always wanted to be a real estate investor. Uh, but during COVID, I had too much time on my hands and I had a hard time to stand still. So I talked with my realtor friend and we discussed and I started my real estate investing journey by transforming my own house into a legal duplex. And then I said, I'm not going to ask anybody to do the work for me. I will do it myself because I have the skill, but also I'm not going to ask a property management company to manage I want to do it myself. And I was thinking, if I do it for myself, can I do it for other people? The answer was yes. So open the business. I started to offer my service. So that was just property management. But then the contracts came in slowly but surely. And then I was keeping my business, not my business, but my real estate investing journey myself. I was doing my work. Legal secondary suite is my niche in Kingston. And at some point, someone asked me, would you do my legal secondary suite? Oh, yes, I can do that. So the renovation division happened by accident. And then because we do, yes, property maintenance, property management, property maintenance, grass maintenance, renovation, specializing in legal secondary suite, but we do all kinds of renovation, cleaning services, and junk removal. So when I started to add clients from out of town, I was asked, would you cut the grass? Yes. So the grass maintenance came in and I started to offer. So the beauty of this whole thing is it made me grow in a sense that I was getting paid enough to at some point just quit the military altogether and focus on this. But it's all these little services, and that's the renovation part that really, really kicked in at some point. That it was the moneymaker of the business. To this day, it's still the moneymaker of the business. That's the engine that drives this business. But it's all because of the investors that I work with, because the vast majority of the people that are hiring us to do their basement, they are investing with us. So it's a big circle of people that are trusting us, and they like the fact that I offer everything on, everything in house.
Hmm.
So we were doing property maintenance, grass maintenance, property management, renovation. It's already a big chunk, but at some point I decided, okay, I want to offer cleaning services because after renovation, I want the unit to be clean, but also on the turnover, it happened once in 4 years and a half that I went on the walkout inspection or walkthrough, name it the way you want, and that I didn't have to bring cleaners in. It happened once. And we have turnovers every month.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to rely on other people. So I brought the service in. And then the cleaning, that was great, but we had junk removal, and then junk removal division started. And it expanded to outside of the business demand, which was the core of my business was the real estate investors. And now we're offering all that to the general population. So we opened that to the whole city. So instead of just focusing on the real estate investors, now we're serving the general population too. So it just happened at the beginning and then really deliberate. I expanded the business that way. So all that to say that if you really believe in something, and I really believe in giving a good service, if I have everything in house, the service is quicker because I manage the people and the turnaround is faster and the price is going to be cheaper because we don't need to hire other people. We don't rely on anybody's price. we rely on our pricing, and it's just easier that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, the service with the service we provide with all our divisions make us go through the process quicker, better service to the client.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm totally impressed with how you have things set up, the team in place, like the cleaning division, like even offering for Airbnb, like,
Yep.
and that's what out of towns. I was speaking this afternoon with an out of town investor who has a property in Windsor, and that they really rely on the property management company. Um,
They should.
yeah, yeah. And if the property management company isn't delivering, that it investors lose money
Mhm,
essentially,
mhm.
right? If they don't have a great property management company in place.
I have one of my great friend in Kingston here. He owns a property management company, but he doesn't have these services. And he asked me at some point, would you service my properties? And I said, yes, I can do that. And then we were talking. I said, I feel like I take and I don't give in this relationship, and I don't think it's fair. He said, Andre, you make me look good. So he said, you think you're not giving me anything? You give me something because you make sure that my properties are good to go, and you make sure that we can carry on the business. So he said that no, you're giving more than what you were thinking. So I had not seen it that way, because he's giving me work, which means he's paying for my service, which means we're making a profit out of it. But
Yeah,
for him, is the service that he can provide to his owners. So his owners are happy with him, even if he's not the one doing the work. They're still happy because his properties are being serviced.
wow, that's quite a compliment to have another property
Yeah,
management company hire your
yeah.
services, right? That's so here's a thought. Like how did your military training maybe contribute to your systems, your I don't know, work ethic maybe? What do you
You
think?
remember when we were having that little champagne and you guys were laughing at me because we were off schedule? Remember that?
Yeah.
Because we went for lunch, and lunch was at 12:15, right? It was all laid out, and we were done at like 12:13 or something like this. And then whoop, the champagne comes out. Okay, here goes the schedule. So uh, I'm a person that is really organized, and I'm proud of this because it's making my life much easier in my field of work. Right, uh, I was organized when I was a teenager before joining the military, but the military certainly brought it to the next level. Respect and disciplines are two of my core values, and do I need to explain to you that respect and discipline in the military is very important?
Yeah.
Uh, I was lucky enough to be in charge of more people when I was working in the military. And I always implemented the family oriented culture in a disciplined way too. I can be the good cop, but I can certainly be the bad cop too. So all that baggage of experience and years of leadership that in the position I was working certainly helped me out. So now I come here, we have 13 employees in the business, and I have fun with this. And I think you had a sense of this when we were meeting. We really get along, but they know that when it's time to be serious, because everybody's working hard. I'm really happy with them, but they know that when it's go time, they know when it's serious time, and they know when it's the time to have fun too. So it's the but the military certainly helped me to bring this into the organization.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And I am very task oriented and very scheduled as well. With my business background. But I also know sometimes you got to bend a bit just to
Yeah,
have a little champagne and celebrate and
yep,
things like that. And that kind of um I think makes the team feel that you're human too, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yes.
Yeah,
We're
right.
we're not
Right.
robots.
Right, exactly, exactly. But yes, I am very, very, very scheduled as well. So maybe that's part of it. But yeah, and that's part of my persona maybe too is make things fun.
Mhm. It
You
has to
know,
be.
work hard, but make it fun.
If you go to work and you love what you do and you have fun at work, you will never work a day in your life. So I really believe in it. And I'm at the office every morning at 7:30, and it's 6:22 right now, and I'm still at the office. I don't feel like working because we have a conversation. But yes, it just I guess I'm passionate about what I'm doing.
Ah, good. So, essentially, I'm the boots on the ground here in Windsor. So, um, let's break that down for maybe Windsor clients and what the structure is and how their property management needs will be taken care of by AD Property Management.
So as you said, you're boots on the ground. You are known in the community. People trust you, uh, and that's your role to show to the world in Windsor that okay, we're serious. So you bring seriousness in the business, and they're gonna trust you. The trust is already there. So what we do here in Kingston is we do everything else. So the day to day, the signing the lease, putting the lease together, calling the plumber, electrical, whoever we need to contact, based on your recommendations, of course, because you know the vendors. 100% of the work is managed by here, and that with our system that we have in place, it's calling Frontenac Plumbing in Kingston, a little plug for my plumber here, calling him or calling a plumber in Windsor, it's one phone call. It's the same energy. So we're gonna have to we need to establish these relationships with these vendors. So when we call, we are someone. But the day-to-day operations, that is what drives the business, and that is what drives the customer service. Customer service in our world, we have two. We have the owners, we have the tenants. So if the tenants are happy about your customer service, but then they may stay longer. There was a time that we wanted the tenants to leave after a year because we could jack up the rent and the owners could make more money. These days are done. The COVID party is over. So when you have tenants that are not happy with your service, if they're moving out, but you have the risk of having a unit seated empty for maybe a month and a half. You're gonna have to put money in there, most likely patch here, patch there, a little bit of paint, uh, then the leasing fee. So if your tenants are happy about your services, there's most likely they're gonna stay there. So the day-to-day operation that we are offering here is key because we want to make sure they're happy. We want to make sure that it's costing less money to the owners, and we want to make sure that we are talking to these investors. We need to make sure that they understand that the line of communication is open. So that's what we are offering. So Jan, boots on the ground, she's the masterpiece in Kingston to actually go get our clients. They trust Jan. If they trust Jan and Jan works with us, that's mean Jan trust us. So when I answer the phone and Mr. Thompson from Windsor calls me, there's already a trust that is made even before we start talking because they trust you and you trust us. So that's basically that's yeah, it's full circle.
Yeah, yeah, so true. And yeah, and I know the market. I know
Mhm.
um I have the connections here because I have had investment properties for 6 years now. So I've built those relationships. So
Yep.
it's yeah, no, it's a win-win. And I
Yes.
continue to keep building those relationships because you need to not just have one plumber, but maybe you need to have a backup in case,
Mhm.
that one can't come or, it's emergency or whatever. So yeah, essentially that's my part and, investor relations.
Yep.
Yeah,
And without you and Windsor, with your knowledge of the market, without the vendors that without your contact with the investors, there's no business. Without us being the engine of the systems there's no business. So that's why these two roles are very important.
yeah, it
Even
blends.
if there's very different roles, uh, they're very important.
Very, yeah, yeah. One, you couldn't have you couldn't have a Windsor division without the Kingston
Yep.
team, and yeah, vice versa. Yeah. So, in Windsor, of course, we're building up our trades network um and local support. So, why is that so crucial to the Kingston property management team?
To build these relationships with the vendors,
Mhm.
this is they are making us look good or look bad. So when I call Miller Electric and Kingston, he answered the phone. I'm somebody because I treat him well, and one of the most important part is I treat him with respect and I value his work. And when he sends me an invoice, I pay it right away. So the trust is there. To me, if you're really nice with me, but you don't value my work, it cannot be a good relationship long term. So this is really important when you work with vendors to value their work, understand their work, but they also need to make sure that they give you a good service because if they're or we have a faucet leaking and the plumber cannot go for 2 weeks, but then the water that's coming down, guess what? The water bill goes up. So there's somebody losing money in there.
Yeah.
So when you have the right vendors that are available, but then you can resolve the situation faster, which means people are saving money, make us look good, and the owners like it for sure. Sometimes they don't necessarily always see the how fast we can react, but the other part of their client, our clientele, the tenants, they know right away because they are first line. So that's really important to have these good vendors, establish relationship with them, to find the right team because the team is everything. If you don't have a team, you're nothing.
I totally agree. Another thing with something that's leaking, if it doesn't get fixed right away, maybe it's causing damage somewhere else,
Also,
right?
yes,
So,
yeah,
so that's yeah, it saves money in the long run. The sooner you
exactly.
take care of it, absolutely. So what's your vision going forward for AD property management?
Well, I certainly want to keep growing in Kingston. There's, when you're a business, you want to grow. So yes, this partnership is going to help us grow a division in Windsor, which is fantastic. It's another market, and there may be other opportunities somewhere else at some point. We'll see how that goes. But it's once again, it's not the city is the business partner that's important.
True, true. Because I think a lot of people are thinking, "Wow, that's a great idea," that we're expanding into Windsor. But yeah, I guess that's your call, right? But
And he needs to align. I mean, I qualify myself as a good guy, and I'm a positive guy. My glass is always half full. Of course, we have our moments that we're not happy, but at the end of the day, I want to be able to have actually to have fun with my business partner for sure. Because if you cannot laugh, but I wouldn't like to partner with someone that says yes to everything I say. I need someone that's going to be able to challenge me, call my bullshit if there's bullshit to call. You know that and I know you can do it. You're a straight shooter. So if there's anything, you're gonna bring it up. And
yes, but not get angry about it,
no,
right?
no, professional.
Oh,
They're always professional.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, not take offense or just yeah, it's maybe I see something that you don't see and I'm
Hmm.
not afraid to say it. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, but maybe we need to,
realign.
yeah, let's explore, a different idea or
Yeah,
and maybe it won't work and that's okay.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think yeah, we've had enough conversations that I am a straight shooter and
And we have conversations on a weekly basis. So if you're listening and you say, okay, you start a business, no, every Thursday at 10, because we're task oriented and we're scheduled, every Thursday at 10,
going
we have,
at
yeah.
9:59.
I'm never late, but if
Yeah.
I'm going to be late, I will let you know.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so we have a weekly meeting, and beginnings they were longer. And at some point, we may have a weekly meeting that's going to be 15, 20 minutes and we're done. But yes, just to always stay current, because communication is key in a partnership for sure. And just need to make sure that we do it on a weekly basis.
And I love that you've implemented with your team now these 15-minute meetings, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have our 15 minutes. I put a timer on, and
mm,
15 minutes, you're not.
individually. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I have my leasing agent, which is also the marketing girl. I have my bookkeeper. She's also doing property management task, and we have our cleaning manager. So 15 minutes per person individually. We go through the Monday. We go through the what is expected for the week. So for me, my homework on Friday afternoon over the weekend is to establish what is the priority for this coming week. So I'm just giving the direction. So on Monday we say, okay, this is what is expected this week. Wednesday we have a meeting, same pattern, 15 minutes. What have been accomplished? What are your pain points? What can I do to help you out to remove these pain points? And on Friday we have a wrap up meeting to confirm that everything has been completed. So I have implemented that, and now it's probably a month ago, and it just gives clarity to the business, and people know what to expect, and they know what they need to work on. Because I look at the business from a little bit higher. I look down and I see things. Let's say Ashley, my cleaning manager, she's in the daily operation. There's things that she cannot see because she's right in it. But if you look from a little bit higher, you can see things. So we just realigned stuff, and it's been working really well, and it's well received. So it's
I
something
think
I'm really happy that I implemented it.
I think she was pretty shocked when I showed her the chat GPT how to make
Yeah.
a list, right? And she was like, wow, we didn't even say that stuff, but ChatGPT knew how to, an Airbnb checklist for cleaning.
Yeah.
And so,
It's that gift that keeps giving.
right? Yeah, and I love that at midweek you check in with them and see, is there anything that
What can I do to help you out?
yeah,
Because that's my role, right? If I just give them tasks and I don't check in, and they get issues, and they're too busy in what they're doing and they don't raise these issues, then we get to Friday, oh, I couldn't do it. Okay, so why? What happened? And then they say, oh, there was that pain point I couldn't go through. But by bringing the pain point on Wednesday, uh, we brainstorm, and we may be able to resolve the pain point on the spot, or I may have to do some work after, or I may direct them in another direction. So just yeah, these meetings are a game changer.
yeah. And then if you have a midweek meeting and there's some issues that there are challenges that they're having, they got 3 more days
Yeah.
to be able to complete the task by the end of the week, right? So that's,
And
yeah,
I cannot tell you that every week all tasks have been 100% completed, but it's okay if we need to take one of these points and put it on the agenda for the following week. What we make sure is that that point that is going to the next week cannot just go from one week to the other to the other to the other. At some point, we need to move forward. So,
yeah.
and it's just the clarity that is key in this process, and I think that brings way more clarity in our business for the last month. That was going well. I think right now it just goes better.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I thought that's brilliant that sit down with each one
That
and
was my idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, and check in with them, right? To
Yeah,
see if they are having challenges and how you can help overcome them.
yeah,
That's brilliant. Yeah. Okay, so what kind of housing providers do we want to work with?
all of them.
Okay.
So if you're a owner of a single family home, we can manage it. If you have a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, if you have a 16plex, we can work with all different kind of investors. If you have a portfolio, we can manage your portfolio and try to work with you to maximize what you can get out of your portfolio. Uh, if you get into the multifamily, every dollar that you increase is gonna go times 20 or 25. So there's so much money you can add but it's working with a property management company that can actually help you out to scale your portfolio. If you're an investor, you have one house, it's your little baby, you're happy to work with it, that's fantastic. But if you have a portfolio of 20, 30, 15, $50, whatever, do you really have the time to do daily operation of your buildings? The answer may be yes. You may be a full-time investor that just does that work. We all want, as investors, business owner, we all want to have more time. So if you're managing yourself, your portfolio, are you really buying yourself time? The answer is no. What you're doing is you're saving money on the property management side, which means you didn't realize just yet that the property manager is a team is a player on your team. The day that you realize that the property manager is a player on your team, that's going to give you time back. When that light bulb is going to turn on, you're going to say, okay, what was I doing all along? There's nothing wrong to self-managing. I personally think that the expense that you're going to add to your income tax report at the end of the year is going to be, well, first, you pay the property manager. Yes, it's the tax write-off to start with. So if you just see the amount of money that you're giving, you don't realize that there's a portion of that is going to come back in your pocket, and the time that you're gaining out of it. I mean, this is the game changer.
Well,
But make sure you work with the right property manager. Make sure you interview your property manager. Make sure that you ask the question. Make sure that you understand what they're doing. I'm not saying all the other companies are not good. We are the only one that are good. What I'm saying is the day you decide to hire a property manager, do your homework, ask for reference, talk to people, and make sure you're comfortable with that person that you're gonna work with. Because otherwise, you're gonna gain time, yes, but it may be painful to gain your time.
and true investors don't want to be doing those tasks. They want to spend their time growing their portfolio, right? Like coming up with other deals, other collaborations with leveraging those properties that they have to grow their portfolio, not
Exactly.
not fixing leaky toilets and
And you know,
cutting gas. Yeah,
uh, if you need to deal with a problematic tenant, it's gonna take lots of your time, and you're gonna probably be frustrated, which means that it's gonna take your focus away from your possibly your real why, which is expanding your portfolio to be free financially, to create generational wealth. It's gonna take your focus away from this, and then that's mean you're gonna most likely slow down your process. So a good property management company is going to maximize your portfolio. It's going to help you to expand your portfolio, and you're gonna gain more time in your days for a cost. The cost is tax write-off. So I understand this because I am in this business. If you're not in this business and you say, yeah, but that's going to cost me money, but just because you didn't understand yet that we are a player on your team, the day that you understand that and you accept that there's an expense associated to get a player on your team, that's going to change. That's going to change your vision on what it is, and you're going to be able to expand your portfolio a little bit faster.
absolutely. Or maybe for even people that own properties that have been dealing with them for years and they're just tired of it and ready to sell the whole thing because they're just frustrated. I mean, hire a property management company to take care of the day-to-day tasks and keep your keep your properties, right?
Exactly. So I'm an investor myself. My business, I'm lucky I have the business. Well, lucky or whatever, if you want to say
Yeah.
lucky. I'm a business owner and I have this business. So my investments are managed by my property management company, which means when tenants are calling, they don't talk to me, they talk to my staff. So I'm buying in a certain way, I'm buying time for myself because I understood that I should just roll these properties in my portfolio in my company. Yes, it's easy for me because the money goes in my company. I understand that. But the most important that I understood that I didn't want to answer the phone all the time. And I didn't want to deal with someone that is late for payment. I deal with that at work, but I don't need to deal with this after my day of work at home when I should spend time with my kids and their friends and family. So I understood that, but I'm biased. I believe in property management.
Well, of course. And I think it takes the emotional aspect of it out too, right? When somebody else is dealing with it, then you don't have to get emotional, like angry at
Exactly.
your tenant, like if somebody else is dealing with it and they are not talking nice, then you know
Hmm.
the who's ever dealing with it can remain more neutral because it's not,
Yes.
yeah,
They
yeah,
do it for a living.
exactly, exactly. And yeah, it's not personal then. It's a job and
Exactly.
they might think they're a jerk, but it's not personal, right? Yeah. Yeah. Um, so for a good example of that is if someone's watching and they are self-managing or overwhelmed, like we said, what's the first step for them to take?
The first step is to accept that you're going to pay someone to do it. Then is to find the right property manager, which means talk to these people, do your research, Google reviews, call more than one company. When you decide we want to work with 80 property management, if it's the case, but then we have the onboarding process, we got to start by talking on the phone, emails, communication is key. And when explaining our services, answering your questions, when you are at the point that you say, you know what, yes, we want to work with you, but then we're going to sign a contract. And in the contract, everything is laid out, so you know what to expect. You know what you're going to pay for, and once you're comfortable with this, but then we sign the contract, we move forward, we take your properties. Then you sit at home, you put your feet up, and you enjoy the ride because I'm really proud to really offer a stress-free, as much as we can, adventure when you work with us. So you're not answering phone calls anymore. You're not dealing with collecting rent. You're not dealing with a leaky toilet. It's always the example that everybody use. You're not involved at all in the daily operation. So we are communicating with you through our owner portal. You can see the financial, you can see the rent coming in. We send you the money that you should get. We're going to talk with you at major events. Let's say tenant moving out. We're gonna let you know. Okay, just so you know, we got the N9. It's an order. It's ahead of time. We're good to go. So we're gonna have to advertise the place. So we make sure that you're aware of this. If it's just it's a leaky faucet, we don't necessarily make a big deal out of it, but you're gonna know what expense were happened during the month when you look at your statement. So we make sure that we keep the communication alive, but we're not always reaching out at every single detail, because if we want you to expand your portfolio and you spend too much time talking with me about the little details that I want to bring up to you, you may say at some point, Andre, just cut the BS and I'm fine, just do your work. So uh, it's the total hands-off experience. We take care of everything. We keep you posted. We make sure that you're aware of what's happening, but it's not overwhelming that we're always talking. And it's personality driven. Some of our investors, they want to talk a lot. So we entertain these conversations because it's important.
But that being said, the investors also have full access to everything that's going on through.
Yeah, so we use the property management platform called Door Loop. Uh, you have your owner portal, so you can see actually what's going on, what are the expenses, what are the revenues, and at the end of the year, you can take that information and bring it to your accountant for your tax report. So everything is in there. We can exchange messages in there. We also use the normal email, but the platform is made for tenants to be able to get their rent receipt, put their maintenance request, send rent money, but the owners can also see the transaction in it. So at any time when you are working with us, you have your owner portal, you log in and you can see what's happening in your account. For this property, you can see one property at a time. If you have a portfolio of 10 properties with us, you can see your whole portfolio, how the portfolio is doing. So it's nice for the owners to be able to
Yeah.
have access to this.
And they can log in anytime. They don't need to
Yeah,
have a conversation.
24/7.
Yeah.
It's a self-serve.
Yeah.
You work nights and you want to look at this, and at 6 in the morning, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is great. It's fully transparent and it's in real time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Exactly what's going on. So that's nice transparency for the owners to know
yeah,
exactly what's going on, not have to wait till the end of the month to get a bill or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Um yeah. So, I guess if someone wants to learn more about working with us, they can reach out to us either through Facebook. What I'll do is I'll drop the website link in
Perfect.
in the chat here below in the comments. Um, yeah, and I guess if I do that, anybody can reach out to you through Facebook. You're pretty active on on
Do,
Messenger. Yeah.
doing my best.
Yeah, yeah. If I want to talk to him, that's usually how I get his attention. Yeah, and like I said, I will drop the AD Property Management website link in the comments below. So we are onboarding new clients now, and so let's chat if you're ready to take property management off your plate.
That's a good message. We're there to, yes, of course, we want to make a living out of it, but we are making a living out of it. But the goal is really to serve the investor, and because there's a real need to be well served. There's horror stories everywhere, but at the end of the day, that's my mission. It's to make sure that I serve properly. And I served in the military for 25 years, and I still want to serve, so in a different way, not the same way, but I still feel that I'm serving. So it's
And
important.
yeah, I've been in the service industry for over 40 years because I started when I was two.
Yes.
And and I have fourth generation clients, so that speaks volumes,
Yes.
right? People that
100%. Yes.
yeah, that I've been servicing for that long. So I think that can attest to my my values
Yes,
ethic.
it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for joining me tonight. Again, like super excited to get this going. Amazing to meet the team, the systems, the time management, the checklist. That's I'm all about that. Ask my kids. And my staff, right? It's like
That's
list and
good.
check and schedule and
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. So yeah, if do we want to talk about a referral?
Yes. So what we're doing, if you're a real estate investor, referring another one, if you're um,
Right.
realtor,
Yeah.
whoever you are, and you want to refer us a client, when we sign the 1 year contract with that client, we're giving a kickback of $500 to you. So people are saying you're crazy, it's too much money, but you know what? If you're happy to refer someone, we are happy to give you put some money in your pocket. And if you're happy about this, you may bring in more people. So more business, more people, we're just happier. So yes, it's cost money to make money. And we're happy to give a kickback if you are referring people to us.
And that's yeah, it's a thank you, right?
Exactly.
A sincere thank you for um helping us to grow our business, and quite a compliment to be referred, right?
Yes.
That's the best form of advertisement in my other business is referral.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, from both sides, yeah, when you have these repeating clients, you know, the owners that are buying more properties and they come back with you, you know, that's a big paycheck. But what I really like this, don't take me wrong. I think what is more satisfying is when a tenant says, okay, I need to move because this is getting too small. We want to stay with your management. Do you have something for us? And this is the best feeling.
Yeah.
So when you see someone that actually pays a lot of money to
Right.
live,
Yeah.
yeah, to
Mhm.
live in the property you manage, and they're that happy that they actually want to stay within, you know, we want to stay within your management, and yeah, that speaks volume. It's happening once in a while. So we don't like when people leave when they're good tenants, but when they're good tenants, they leave and they want to stay under our management. It's yeah, it's the best paycheck.
Yes, that's amazing. That's quite a testimonial.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. So again, thanks for being here tonight. It was a fun weekend last weekend
Yeah.
with the team, and yeah, I even did a couple walkthroughs on because that's what you do. 7:30 every morning. You have a check-in with um
My renovation guys, and
yeah,
yeah, that's right. We didn't talk about it. So
yeah.
I brought Jan on a full scope of work. So we went to see
My
two.
high heels on. I'm like,
Yes,
I don't have steel toes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
close eyes that morning,
yeah.
but no. So Jan came to see two of our projects that we have on the go, and yeah, that was fun to go through these projects. So then it was just to show Jan the extent of what we're doing, and I think you also had the opportunity to see relationship with my electrician because we had him on two different
Amazing.
sides, the same guys, and
Yeah,
you can feel like the when we talk to each other, we know what we're talking about because we've been walking and working together for so
yeah.
long. The communication is good, the rapport is good, so
The
projects are always
communication was
slick.
phenomenal. Was phenomenal. And you're there daily checking, and they had done exactly what they said they were going to do the
Yeah,
day before, and all the steps are in place, and they can troubleshoot
yeah,
what's going to happen next. And yeah, no, it was amazing. Again, more systems in place, right?
yeah.
And just working with the team, that was great. Yeah, yeah, and yeah,
She wants to come back to spend the full week in Kingston next time.
I want to be part of the design team though, right? Like I'm really good at that part.
But so usually when we have people part of the design team, they start either on the junk removal division or the cleaning division.
I've done that. I've done it all. Done it all. And I think
Check
that's
in the box.
yeah, I think that's what makes you good at your job, right? Is that you have done all the
Yeah.
experience all the tasks and what's involved so that you can really
I did it all, even the cleaning. I mean, before
yeah,
I start to hire a cleaner, I was doing the cleaning after renovation. And I said, you know what? I can invest my time better than this because I was not, you know, that was clean when I was leaving, but I didn't think I was the best at this. So can I use my time better? The answer was yes. So with the cleaning division, you bring the professional cleaners to actually do it.
mhm.
So they go faster than me and they're better than me. So that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I did it.
And they like to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But they love it, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, there's something to be said about like really cleaning something that's dirty, but and I've done that many times too, but
Hmm.
I prefer now let somebody else do
Yeah,
it and use my time to do other things that I'm very passionate about, and that's more like working with people.
yeah,
Yeah, than a dirty oven. Filthy oven.
yeah. Can use
I'll
your
get it
time, but
clean, but
yeah, you're
yeah.
gonna get it clean maybe in twice the time that the actual
Exactly.
professional cleaner is gonna do it. So to me, yes,
Exactly.
I value time. So
Exactly. Because they have systems too, right?
mhm.
Right. So let's not try to be jack of all trades, but let's yeah,
Yeah,
bring in the professionals. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm, yeah, looking forward to watching the Windsor division grow. Lots of meetings lined up. I want to totally get the construction team going here too.
Yes, that would be
We
great.
can, yeah, be full service to investors, out of town investors. We want you to be able to trust us to make money for you.
One-stop shop. So that's
One
what I
stop
promote.
shop. Yeah,
One phone call, and we take care of the rest.
everything. Yep. Yep. Very good. Okay. Well, you have a hot date, you said, with your 18-year-old
Yeah,
daughter
with my
tonight.
18 years old daughter. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be good.
So enjoy, and thank you everybody for joining. And again, $500 referral bonus for referring somebody who signs a contract with us as a sincere thank you. And we'll see you all on the next video. Thanks, Andre, for
You're
joining.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, okay, and we will see you next week.